Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Thursday, July 18th, and we are here trying to give you some entertaining and hopefully illuminating ways to think about your life, your money, anything out there that's financial. If you have a question for us, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com, and you can click the Contact Us button. And then the best executive producer in the world, Mark Talercio, who joins me here live, will be able to help you out. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Jill. I'm just talking to you. Got some tennis on in the background, so all is good.
So in other words, you're not paying attention.
What'd you say?
I knew you. That was such a great setup line. So you finished Ripley after you told me to watch it, and then you're not so happy about it after all.
I mean, you should still watch it. I just wasn't crazy about the final episode. I thought parts of it were just a bit unrealistic for me.
Are you ready? I've saved the 10 episodes of The Bear. I'm not watching yet. I need I'm not going to binge it because I think it's not a show that's to be binged, but I'm going to maybe apportion like an episode a night.
I know all about The Bear. I know it's a very highly acclaimed show. We haven't watched it yet. In fact, we tried to give it a watch the other night, and we may see it through. But boy, it's a lot of fast talking.
You got to put the subtitles on, dude.
No kidding. It's a lot to keep up with.
Oh, yeah. You must have subtitles. Absolutely. I love the show so much. The second season's even better. There is an episode in the second season called The Seven Fishes. Need I say more? Are you interested? It's amazing. It's fantastic. All right. What else is on your mind? How's the garden?
The garden's good. I mean, tomatoes are coming along. They're all quite large now. Another couple weeks or so, should be picking them. Picked some broccoli the other day. That's done. Zucchini, quite a few large ones.
I gotta just come out there and get some. I'm not going to a farmer's market. I'm going to your roof.
Yeah, it really is. It's like a food co-op over here.
It's great. Do you share with your neighbors?
I will. Because there's no way I can use all these tomatoes. I mean, even if I were to freeze them, I don't have room to freeze this many. So I'll definitely give some of them away.
How'd you like my hydrangeas? I sent Mark a little nice,
gorgeous,
right?
Gorgeous, yeah. Mine will never get that big because they're in containers.
I know, so awesome. All right, let's go to one of our listeners who's patiently awaiting. It's Chad and theoretically his wife, who will remain unnamed, who will be joining us today. Hello, Chad from Maryland. How are you?
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
We're doing well. What's going on?
So thanks for having us on. I'm an avid listener, and I've recently turned my wife on to listening to you guys.
Hold on. Let me hear her voice.
You turned her on listening to us.
Yeah. You're so dirty, Mark. Let's hear the wife's. Let's hear her. Wife, did you think, who you listening to? What did you think when he first said you got to listen to this financial podcast?
I was very willing to listen to the podcast.
But did you not think I don't want to do this?
No, he talks about money all the time, so I'm used to hearing about it. If it comes from somebody else, I'll believe it. No,
I love it. I love it. All right. So what's going on for you guys?
So I wrote into you guys, like I said, I feel like we're in a good place financially, but my wife and I keep talking about whether or not we should be doing traditional 401ks or Roth 401ks moving forward as we approach 50. And we kind of have said, well, let's just keep doing traditional because we get the tax breaks now and should be in a lower tax bracket when we retire. But I thought I would get your opinion on what you think we should do.
Okay, well, let's find out more about you. How old are you guys?
I am 49. Wife is, I'm 48. My wife is 49.
Okay. Do you guys have kids?
Yes, we have 3 kids.
How old?
19, 17, and 15.
Is 19-year-old in college?
19-year-old is in college. She'll start her second year.
Okay. And have you guys saved money for education? Are you borrowing money? What's happening?
Right now, we're cash flowing her school.
Really? Where's she going? Is it a public school?
No, it's a private school in Florida.
You must make a lot of money, Chad and wife. Tell us about that part of the story.
So I make $225,000, and my wife works part time and makes $90,000.
Part-time, $90,000. That's a good gig.
Yeah, it's more like 3/4 time, I think.
Well, this is the thing about women that I have said many times. We always say, oh, well, I'm going to work part-time because I want to be able to, I got a 15-year-old. You're probably saying to yourself, I have 15 and 17-year-old. I got to be around, right? then you end up working more and getting paid less. It just sucks. You might as well just work it. You might as well work full time because they're going to probably work you full time anyway. All right. So how much money have you guys saved on that $300-something thousand income?
For retirement, we have my current 401k. I have 100,000 in there, and I put away the max every year.
Mm-hmm.
I have a rollover IRA that has just over $1 million in it.
Okay.
My wife's 401k has 470,000 in it, and that's the retirement portion of it.
Okay. And what about outside of retirement?
Outside of retirement, we have a brokerage account which has about 174,000 in it.
And no money saved for college, no 529s, no T. Rowe Price 529, Maryland Saves, da-da-da.
No, technically we were using our brokerage account for that.
Okay, got it. How about your house? How much is it worth?
The house is worth, I'm going to say 530,000.
Okay. Do you have a mortgage outstanding?
The balance is 122,000.
Oh, so little. What's the interest rate?
2.25.
Oh boy. Wow. Are you going to stay there? I mean, is this a like my forever house or whatever?
It is for now. I mean, I figure we'll probably be here till we retire.
Okay. Good. What else do we need to know? Do you have parents you have to take care of? You're young.
No.
Okay. Siblings? Bust out siblings that you have to take care of?
No.
Okay. What about life insurance for you guys?
So I get life insurance through my company, so it's basically one time my salary.
Okay.
That's all we have.
That's it?
Well, so my thought process was she'd have enough to pay off the house. I mean, if something happened to me, so if she'd have enough to pay off the house and enough to live off of for a year, and then she could use my 401k or whatever.
That's just not that much money if you think about because you're doing most of the funding of all of these things based on your salary, right? It's not to say that you wouldn't go back to work full time if Chad were to pass away. You might be like, okay, I'm not going to make 90. I'm going to make 125 or whatever. But you still have a youngish kid, right? I don't know. Can you buy more through work?
I believe I can, yes.
I might up that. Mark, what do you think?
I would, especially if you can get it through work. It's going to be super, super cheap. I would do it.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be, I don't know, like safer,
right,
just in case. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. So right now, all the money is going into pre-tax, right?
Correct.
So that's $1.5 million pre-tax.
Right. So we already have $1.5 million pre-tax. How much longer are we working? What's our game plan here? And are either of you entitled to a pension?
No pensions.
Boo. How much longer for working? We got to get this youngest out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at least 10 years, 20 years. Like, are you guys? We're 65 kind of people. Like, what do you think?
Are you asking me or my wife? If you're asking,
let me ask Chad first, and then I will ask Chad's wife.
I mean,
Chad?
ideally, 60, but
okay.
That's still pretty young. So I mean, that's what we were thinking, about 60. My wife would say she'd want to be done by 56, but
I said 58
or 58. Okay.
Well, that's a random number. Why 58?
I don't know, because I can count down if I have.
Because it's less than 10.
Yes.
Right.
I like that.
But I'm
it's
part-time,
9.
so the option might be just to reduce the hours just for something to do. But
Oh, and you could do that. You could do that. I mean,
yes.
Oh, okay. All right. What else do we need to know about your financial lives?
I mean, I think that's about it. I mean, our only debt is our house.
Okay, and that's cheap. So you're not making any extra payments on that, right?
211.
No.
211, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Not one extra dollar. Not one.
I figured you were going to say that.
I just want to say thank you because I can say I told you so.
Nice. Chad's wife and I on the same team. Mark, what do you think about pre-tax versus Roth for them? I mean, look, let's just lay this out. Right now, at $315,000, they're in the 24% tax bracket. Their add-on, I don't know, looks to me like, I guess that it looks like you have this weird tax system where you have personal tax rates begin 2% on the first $1,000, and they go up to you basically have up to 5.75% that goes up to $300,000. So they have some extra tax from the state perspective. But They're in the 24% federal mark. They could go down in tax bracket, like when they retire. It's possible. But what do you think? You see how I'm just laying this up for you right now. I can't wait to hear your rant.
Well, Chad's a listener, so he knows my answer. I mean, it's all Roth all the way. They got $1.5 million right now. Tax deduction, no matter what they do, they're still going to be in the 24% bracket right now, whether they do Roth or pre-tax. That's not changing.
So that's a kind of a nice thing. Just to put a fine point on that. Your tax bracket is not changing. Okay? So just think about that.
In 10 years, this $1.5 million is very likely going to be at least 2.5. That's a huge RMD.
Yeah, I'm just going to say let's pretend. Let's see, 2.5 million. Let's pretend it was today. It's 72. Yeah, so your RMDs are going to be like in today's dollars, like 90 grand. So you'd have 90 grand that you have to start taking out,
Right.
and if you presume that you would both get Social Security, you're probably landing yourself right into the old 24% tax bracket, maybe 22. I don't know. It depends. It's possible, but it would have to be really managed. And also, since you already have all this money, why not hedge your bet a little bit? Let's say you're right, and all this money is going to be taxed at 22% that you have. You got the deduction at 24 and you drop down to 22. Let's pretend you're right.
Okay.
And what's the real downside if we say, let's pay some money at 24%? Because maybe they're not going to be in 22. Maybe you're going to be in 24, and maybe tax rates are going to be higher in 30 years. Why not hedge our bets and start doing a Roth?
And that's why we're here.
And Mark, do you agree?
Yeah, of course. And if they're at all concerned about, what the kids one day inherit, the Roth is obviously a much better asset to inherit.
How are we paying for college for these other two kids? I'm a little worried about that.
So you asked about other finances. So I didn't include that, but each one of our kids have a decent amount of money saved up that are in UTMA accounts.
Oh, tell us more.
Altogether, it's $212,000.
Okay. So we can't have one child go to Hopkins and eat it all up, right?
Right. But I mean, it's their separate money. So my wife and I were thinking that we would, pay half for each of their colleges and they could pay the other half.
Okay.
Is that money from you guys or from grandparents?
So that's actually, it's from, family. When they were younger, they would get, money for birthdays, holidays, that kind of thing. And we would give them a little bit, but the rest of it, we just put it away and invested it.
Oh my God. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I have to say, that is a lot of money. Are you Orioles fans?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. What's your team? Let's go.
I don't really have, for Maryland, the Ravens, definitely.
Okay. How are you feeling? Like training camp's going to start soon.
Feeling pretty good. I mean, we had a great year last year.
No, you had an almost great year. You had a good year
Yeah, we missed it by one, right? Very true. They get us every year.
You got to do it. This kid has got to stand up and win one. All right, Chad plus wife, we are so delighted that you joined us. We thank you. And if you and your spouse, unnamed spouse, would like to join us on the program, you see how easy it is? Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. And if you want to join us on the air, check the box. Mark will do everything else. Don't forget, on the website, all the great stuff, the free weekly newsletter, the subscription service, Jill on Money Live, $35. Freebies? How about the YouTube show, Jill on Money, powered by the Compound? It's so easy. Mark Talercio is the co-host of this program. He's also the executive producer of everything at Jill on Money. He is the king of all things web. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Please leave a rating and review wherever you listen. And of course, please lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Paramount Podcasts.